Good evening, and thank you very much for coming out on a cold night like this to see Oorvoices. Oorvoices. We've been around for 14 years, unfunded, and the reason that we're around is actually principally for ourselves. We've all, one way or another, been touched big time by mental illness. Our lives have been radically changed, and we've found that the only thing, other than whatever you're getting from psychiatric service, Cinderella service of the health service by the way, but other than that, the only thing that really helps are the arts. Writing, music, performing, takes us away to a place which is a good place to be. And we hope that we're going to help you to come to that place with us tonight. We have, we're basically a writing group, that's what we are first of all, then we take the writing out into community venues. We actually were in front of the Scottish Government, before, that shows how old we are, Tricia. The Scottish Government, before it became the Scottish Government, it was the Scottish Executive, and we were out challenging their policies on mental health, challenging the stigmatisation and the discrimination of mental health all those years back. Principally, we look at the language that is used to discriminate in the media, and nowadays in social media too, and of course in our everyday life, and we always look to challenge that, you know, psycho, schizo, nutter. There's legislation against discriminating on race. I think there is sometimes on gender, but we've got to ageism, but mental health, that seems to be a different story altogether. At the moment, I just want to mention this before I sit down and then start. At the moment in Glasgow, just to illustrate to you the discrimination, the unfairness, at the moment in Glasgow there's an organisation, a great big organisation which plays a huge part in supporting mental ill health sufferers and their families. It's called GAMH. I don't know if any of you ever have heard of it. You may have heard of SAMH, that's the Scottish Association. And 40% by the council of their funding is being threatened at the moment. Now, if they take that 40% of their funding away, the organisation will cease to exist, and a lot of people with mental health problems will be left floundering, and I really do mean floundering, but that's what we're up against, and that's why we come out and do what we're doing. Really, all of our works reflect life, because what's life if it's not mental health? Okay. In the meantime, we've been noticing that the elderly have been quite a scapegoat as far as policies and as far as government statements are concerned. We're sick to death of hearing, folk are living too long now. Well, what do they want them to do? Drop dead? Other countries revere their elderly for their knowledge and for their experience. They treat them special. Why do we not do the same? At this very moment, there is a broadcast about to take place. We're going to broadcast to you about the plight of the old folk. And then after they've done that, they're going to tell you a wee bit about each of themselves before we go on into the rest of our pieces tonight. So thank you very much for listening to me. Folk are living longer. Too long.
Folk are living too long.
Depends on your postcode.
Old people living alone in cold houses, they're too afraid to heat.
It's a disgrace. The families should pull together.
Shame how society's changed.
Loneliness is running rife.
Old folk left living alone.
Too proud to ask for help.
Afraid they're a burden.
It's a disgrace. Families should pull together.
Shame how society's changed.
Folk are afraid to grow old.
Left to fend for themselves.
Adult amnesia runs wild.
Folk forgetting they'll grow old too.
It's a disgrace. Families should pull together.
It
themselves.
So true.
You know, get a story about that, Tricia?
Oh, my name's Rose. Hey, yeah.
Yeah.
My name's Rose, so it's.
Hi, Rose.
And 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half years old, so guess what? I'm going to school today. I've got on my new school uniform, see it? This is my school blouse. This is my school tie. And this is my skirt. Got a base in, but I don't like it. Too much like a boy's jacket. You know what? I'm going to school today with my mother, but I've been before with my big brother. Oh, and I'm a big girl now. So I have to cross the road all by myself using my green cross code. Look left, look right, look left again. And if all that's clear, march straight across. Oh, with my mammy. Over at school now. Oh, this place is dead big, so it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of kids. Was a big old woman come, shh, she said something about standing in a line. Whatever that is. Mammy, her fear. What's she shouting for? What's she angry at? She says, never mind. You'll be fine. Hiya. What's your name? Janet. Janet who? Janet Nice. Oh, this is nice. That's my pal, Janet Nice. Come on, you sit there, Janet. You sit there beside me, look. See that there? That's a school desk, so it is. And see that? That's for putting your pencils on. And that there, that's an inkwell. My big brother uses an inkwell. My big brother comes to this school, so he does. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I don't like her. That old woman. I think she's a witch. Oh, she tell you to behave. Watch what I do. My big brother should have. Watch me. I'll tell her. I'm not your slave. Oh, I mean, darling, did you see what she did? She slapped me. She slapped me. She's so embarrassed she can slap me. She slapped me, that woman. It wasn't a slap that was sore. This went much deeper. My feelings and more. This adventure that should have been new left deep hidden scars, and so I withdrew all my emotion. Well, I learned fast. Not to cause a commotion. Tell us what happened again.
Thanks, Tricia. Well, my name's Brian. I've been brought up in Clydebank, but my mother, Madge Maguire, she had she was a housewife and a sewing teacher, and she had a special voice just for the public. "Oh, Brian," she'd shout from the front door. "Oh, Brian, tea's out. Oh, Brian." Well, they never stopped. My name was O'Brien. Aye, Clydebank with the craters and derelict building sites.
So that was after the Second World War.
Yeah, Anderson shelters and all the gardens.
And your father?
Worked in the co-op from he was 14 till he was 65, and not one single day off.
No zero contracts then.
Day zero contract.
Thanks, Brian.
My name's Angela. Started in Coatbridge, down Easterton. Gang slogans on the wall. Children disrespecting the other. A wild one. Defended my brother and my sisters on a daily basis. The bullying, the torn jackets, sent to school was just a nightmare. Waiting for the weekends to come to get a wee bit of peace from all the madness. But 36 years later, I'm still here.
Good for you.
And Easter has fits round me better now that I'm older. There's warmth, there's hope, and there's caring too.
So you saw something good there, Angela.
We survived, and things are getting better.
So, thanks, Angela. I am Anne, and I was brought up in Castle Milk, a post-Second World War housing scheme flung up for all of us from slum clearance land. 32 wains up the land post. Babes, prods, all pals. My mammy, she used to bless every one of us with holy water before we set off for our different schools in the morning. Summer holidays, with concerts round the back courts. She wears red feathers and a fabulous skirt. Pat Troller from the Daily Record, do you remember him?
Yes.
He wrote an article in the paper about one of their concerts. But that was nothing. No compared to yon day, and Mary Doll will remember this. The Lone Ranger, on his white horse, came riding through the streets of Castle Hill. Oh, the mummies and daddies had clubbed together to hire a Lone Ranger outfit for one of the fathers to put on and a white horse. Just so all of us Waynes could enjoy the magic of seeing our favourite cowboy hero on his white horse, right there in Castle Mill. Oh, that's your mammy, did you say your mammy blessed all the ways? Oh, everyone is.
That's great.
Amen.
I
You
love to
didn't?
see that. I done a wee ditty about that a few years back called Finian Orangeman. I'm the best Finian Orangeman you have ever seen. One day a blessed Papa from, then toast the British Queen. The only colours I will wear are red, blue, white and green. I'm a Red Bull loyalist, if you know what I mean. One day I support Celtic, then Rangers I will cheer. Though this becomes confusing when the old film game gets here. That is not a half of it, and hence all I hear talk about the man who blessed himself with a flute that on walk. Indian, Chinese, European, African, woman, wains and animals, and then of course is man. In my garden I grow lilies spotted by the Shankill Falls, surrounded by the shamrock, sheltered by the dairy walls. My wife, she is a Muslim, my son, he's turned a Jew. Me, I'm a Roman Protestant, my daughter is a Hindu. The grandmaids, they are Sikhs, so it's a Buddhist too. We're a cosmopolitan family, through and through. Temple, mosque and synagogue, Church of Scotland and I'll see. Because I'm ecumenical, this week I'll try me free. The only disagreement that you'll ever hear from me is I won't allow racism or stupid bigotry. I've washed our trousers long enough and nobody will come. I know what age my granny is and even banged her tongue. So the moral of this tale is I don't live in peace. Because we're all jogged hands as bairns. So let this hatred cease.
Hi, my name's Margaret, and I was brought up in Garthamlock. What have I done? First words Dad uttered first morning, the family woke up in a top flat in Garthamlock with a veranda. Not a decent shopping site. And we had left the south side for good the day before. The neighbours, well, I wouldn't say they were for hell, but one of them tried to strangle me. When the weekend passed for last day school. And the women down the stair, free with her favours, well, it was the poverty you used what you had. Her meter was turned a completely different way to ours. One of her clients, boyfriend, well, the Wayne's uncle, he was a nice man. But there was the back courts, they were fun. You could jump the dyke, you could rake them a juice, you could call your roll, you could play boys against the wall, and you could play at wee shops with a clabber. But the money, the coloured money, that was the broken glass was your money. It wasn't that we were self-harming, but if you think about it, we could have caught anything. But you could have got a hudgie off the grocery van. My brother got a hudgie, and he fell off, and it ripped his ear right off. Honestly. But it wasn't all bad, because the woman next door, Agnes Taylor, she was class, absolute class. You know, she had a bedroom. It was like a film star's boudoir, really. You think about it. You know, I can still smell her perfume.
That was lovely. Well, thanks very much. My name's Kathleen, and with Angela there, I spent 6 years, I think, we were in Easter House. We were Mary Hill prior to that, and then we went out to Easter House, and there was nothing there except houses. I mean, there were barely any shops, there were no churches, no chapels, no swimming pools, no nothing. No nothing in Easter House, but anyway. Oh, I had a veranda. We did have a veranda. But that was for a son that never shone. I mean, but see, across the road from where we lived, there was a big field. Oh, it was a big field. And me and my brothers and the Wallaces, that was the family from the stairs, and Laramie, the dog.
I'm from Laramie.
We used to play in that field, that's where we played, that was our playground. I know you all not believe this, but do you know what happened one day? Our Lady of Easter House appeared to us in that field.
Well, you know, ladies and gentlemen, years ago, before the Reformation, the bishops took their Easter retreat at Easter House. So, you might be right.
It was a miracle. A miracle.
Another miracle in Easter House. What's his name? John Fagan.
John Fagan was in his deathbed, actually on his deathbed, and his wife was sitting at the side of his bed praying for his soul. And he sat up in bed and asked for a boiled egg. That's God's truth. That was Blessed John Oakwood Parish, and that's where we went. And see, after that happened, it was a place of pilgrimage. Well, it was canonised.
That's right. 1976.
Church, that was a church.
The church is now a place of pilgrimage, then.
No, the church isn't a place of pilgrimage now. It should be. The church was raised to the ground.
That's a disgrace. That's absolute disgrace. It was Italy, they'd be flocking to it.
Venerating it.
Thank you, Patty. I should have got a job with Pickfords.
tongue-in-cheek way, but it is a very serious issue. It's a very controversial issue too, carers. Look at all these unpaid carers at home, looking after the ailing and the sick and the old. Save the government a fortune.
Yeah, that's true. Children do that because Lynn's now 24 and that's all she's known.
That's right, and that saves the government a fortune. Wayne's looking after their ill parents.
Forget about all the child carers.
Well, I've cared for my mother for years.
What ails her, Croy?
She loves her bed.
Aye, but what's wrong there?
She prefers to spend her time in the horizontal position.
Do not up.
No, lies there, shouting orders day and night. Minute she wakens, taps on the bedroom wall. A wee cup of hot water and lemon. That's for her complexion. I see to that. Then I pour myself a glass of fresh orange, and I'm just about to drink it. Rice Krispies and milk. I tend to that. Tea toast and marmalade. Would you give me still a shred? Then it all kicks in. I wear out my shoe leather walking to all the wee shops round about. Don't get lost, Lou. Supermarket. She loves the wee shops.
We get everything in the supermarket and it's quicker.
And rock the boat. She can lash out.
Your mother? Like to lie horizontally, sure that's all it's wrong with.
Aye. When I finish the messages, I wash the bathroom floor, manky or not, every day. I clean the carpets, manky or not, every day.
Tell her to get up from a horizontal position to fling it. Your mother are a wee dictator.
It keeps us sweet.
Fling it, mother, tell her. Time rolls by.
Fetching, carrying, cups of tea.
Sling it, mother, tell her.
She can't help it.
Aye, she can. She prefers to be horizontal.
I'd be so lonely. Bring me my tablets and lead her up a water.
Oh, she's on medication. So she is ill, your mum.
Fish oil tablets.
Fish oil tablets.
So her legs don't stiffen up in the horizontal position all day.
Bugger.
Just talk among yourself and do this.
Thanks, Brian. This next piece is called Keek Bobby. Keek Bobby. Oh, I know your name's no Bobby's son. It's just a wee saying. A wee game. Used to play it when the Waynes were wee toties. And the grand Waynes. All up now, aye, a lot of them. Eh? I know your name's no Bobby's son. What is your name? Daniel. Oh, Daniel's a nice name. It comes for the Bible. What's the Bible, son? Just an old book. Been skittering about a long time, the Bible. Have I read it? I've read some of it, son. I've read enough to know that folk live too long now, don't know. Aye, mind, your name's Daniel. The Bible said 70, that shall work. And it... You want to play Keep Bobby now? You're too big. What age are you, son? 7? A big 7-year-old boy. And where's your mammy, son? She's talking to the woman. She'll be talking to the nurse. Your mammy will be talking to the nurse about your granny. She'll be out in a wee minute. What, do I live here? No, don't know, Daniel. I'm just a visitor like you, Daniel. No wonder you're looking at me like that. A wee lad like you will know what I'm talking about. Aye, yes. What age is my mother? 91. She doesn't know me now. Knew me. Lived with me for years, but she knew me then. Just as well. But I know her, Donald. Aye, that's what I said. Daniel, I know her. Because it's just as well, because I don't want to be talking to the wrong wee woman when I come here to visit her. Yes, nurse. Yes, I'm here to visit my mother, nurse. What? Dead? Oh no. Oh no. 5 years? Oh no. No, you told me last week. And the week before that, oh no, nurse, I just keep forgetting. Oh, she's dead. Oh my goodness. Keep, Bobby. Keep, Bo. Thank you.
Muscles are getting stronger. Thanks very much, Margaret. One word that we're all awful familiar with in the context that we're talking about is advocacy. There are times during your bad times when your voice actually doesn't work. You could say you were voiceless. You maybe need to go to interviews, or you maybe need to go to meetings, or you maybe need to apply for poultry benefits. Or you just need somebody to speak for you. And we call that advocacy, having an advocate. But it can't just be any advocate. It has to be an advocate who has empathy. And I've got a wee letter here that I'm going to share with you about the kind of advocate I would like during my bad times. The advocate I want will have to be as strong as a sergeant in the infantry. The advocate for me will have patience and intelligence about equal to mine. His name can be Angus or Betty or Ian. He can go to the barras or visit the pond. The advocate for me will be tragic and magic and a wee bit insane. That's the advocate I want, the advocate for me. He can think he's dead funny and smoke like a chimney, but he'll mind all my name. He'll no call me Thingy, the advocate for me will have patience and intelligence about equal to mine. And if he goes bananas with too many referrals, he can get a job as a navvy or scythe in the lavvy. The advocate for me will be tragic and magic and a wee bit insane. That's the advocate I want, the advocate for me. Thank you.
This next piece that we're going to do is on a subject that's always topical and really a disgrace that it's still a problem in the 21st century, and that's homelessness. In the old days, when that place where Garntable Royal is built was still rural, used to put the mentally ill out there in tents for fresh air. Fresh air had nothing to do with it. They were feared they'd catch it. Has anything really changed?
This is me and my bag. I'm sitting here with my pals, just looking. See those houses over there? Govan Hill Housing Association. I've got one. Had an association with the army for years. Saved my life. Not that they let you make mugs out of them. They charge you for everything in the hostels. Tea, sandwiches, bed, the lot. I mind of one old woman in London. I travelled a lot. She was 12p short, and they wouldn't let her in. Eyes were hanging out her head. Spent the night in the pavement. Buggered off sharply in the morning. Don't know where she went, but she didn't go back to the army. Oh, listen to me, the army. That's what we call it in the circles I move. Oops, correction. Circles I moved in. Got my own wee house now. But it's a caring army, it's not a killing army.
Well, I don't know about nowadays, but see years ago, and I do mean years ago, did you know all you got all day long? Jesus. Jesus for breakfast, Jesus for dinner, and Jesus for tea.
Shall we gather at the river?
I mean, there's other hostels and shelters out there. Don't do that. Shove religion down your throat. People are human wreckage, flotsam and jetsam. They should be pitied. That's what the Bible says. But now, I heard one woman say, "Oh, those homeless weirdos should be picked in gas chamber." Oh, I'm sorry to put it to you like that, but that's what she said. People in glass houses know what I mean.
Judge not, lest you be judged.
There, but for the grace of God, go I.
Aye, can all go wrong dead quick. To anyone. Look at yon guy that worked in the rigs years back. 39. Looked 79. Got homeless through making the wrong choice, like anybody can. Your money, your house,
Your sanity.
Scary how quick you lose it all. 5 guys attacked his head with a chisel for a transistor radio. Lost his mind after that. Friends didn't recognise him. In a mental hospital for months. Slipped through the net when he got out. See, he lost contact with his family years back, so he'd know where to go. Next thing, you're sleeping rough. No more doctor, no more medicine, no more hope. Easy as that, just mistakes. Then you're queuing for your food.
Scrounger!
Gossa!
Nutter.
Scum! How did you get homeless?
I abandoned my attachment to conventional society.
Your life flung you out.
No queuing in my house. I'll make and serve your tea. And I'll no charge you. Be it ever so humble, there's no place like home.
Thank you. You think they would help me?
You're so good at that. Thanks, Brian. This next piece is one woman talking, but there are 6 voices in the piece of the one woman.
Sometimes when I'm out in the street and my husband Bill is at home, I look for his face in the crowd. Daft I know, but that's what I do. Look for his face in the crowd.
When at me, what do you see? A respectable wee woman. I buy my clothes out of Marks and Spencer's and I'm happy to spend the money. Sure, you get what you pay for. And for buying, I like keeping up with my man, being seen with him. His eye had a good appearance, Billy. Stand by your man.
Oh, I did stand by my man. Ever since we first made up the dancing, since his eyes, green as the pine, first looked with mine, I have stood by my man. They drank up the dancing for his head. The lasses got high in the music and all the fine fellas.
Ma, I met a fine fella up the dancing last night.
Aye, right, Sam, be careful.
Say that to everything, my man. See, be careful. But Billy, he was a fine fella. In fact, my pals couldn't keep their beady wee eyes off him, so I had him doing that island jig time. My beautiful boy and kind. I say that to him yet.
You're a kind of man.
A kind of man. A mellow man who really breaks it.
See how the lilies of the field grow, kind of man.
But still, life is fickle. It can make a right fool of you when you least expect it, and I didn't need to go to university to learn that.
See, last week at my grand-niece's christening, Billy tries to throttle me, turns on me, right in the queue, the boothie queue, where we're standing after the wee gathering in the chapel. Unexpected as a flash flooding up, no telling a lie. Thank God my son-in-law was standing beside me, but he plies the daft fingers through my neck.
I'm hoping anybody watching up think that Billy's been amorous towards me. Accounting his celebratory champagne and the fact that he is still of an age. With all the noise and all the folks here, nobody seems to know what's on of me. Uncool that. No other body noticing. But no, Billy's like that man, but you would be forgiven for thinking it was me that displayed aggression towards him.
And my son-in-law, he whisks us right out the chapel hall there and then. Billy tells him that he didn't want to go to the christening in the first place. I do feel guilty that I coerced him like that, but you can't let folk down.
Later, Billy's black affronted with himself. Well, what is that come for? I mean, the deed's done.
I try to keep up the routine of days as if our lives depend on it. But then realise it may be the day. All the time, incidents I'd forgotten about or ignored crawl back and forth across my brain like invading ants. Billy forgetting where he put his keys, his cap, his wallet. Billy putting the gas on full pelt under the teapot and nearly burning the inside.
But he's been dozy, and I've done everything for him.
Our generation was reared like that.
And do you expect to get absent-minded at our age?
Still, I do keep him back for the gas now. It's just nothing safe. Crap about unimportant matters, never used to bother for, cause naked up on the house. But now, sometimes his eyes are like the eyes of a caught fish before his brains get battered out. That's Billy's brain trying to get his thoughts together. I tell my son-in-law all this not long after the christening.
Ah, Billy's not old enough to be losing his marbles.
That's it. He never lifts the subject again, and neither do I.
But it gets too much. I can't barely sleep. Not a problem I ever had. And my stomach's churning. And I'm embarrassed to admit this, but I'm struggling with my emotions. I'm full of the sorrow and I don't know why. But I wouldn't bother the doctor with it.
Well, not until today. We go to the doctor together, me and Billy. Tell her what's been happening. Tell her her concerns.
I intend to fight this.
Billy says that. Fight? What? Then
100 take away 7 is 93. Take away 7 76. Take away 7, 56. Prime Minister, David Cameron. First woman Prime Minister, Margaret Thatcher. How could you forget her?
That's Billy and the doctor. Then, without the surgery, walking the streets.
I intend to fight this.
Billy again, making me feel brave.
There was no mention of dementia. Maybe a wee bit of brain damage.
That's me and Tibasio.
There's a tablet that might help, Billy.
I mind that. I mind the doctor saying that. So, this is how it is for me and my fine fella. But what the reward for leading a rightful life? I can't help but wonder.
Thank you.
This next piece is called Schizophrenics Anonymous. Good evening, fellow schizophrenics, and welcome to the Tuesday night weekly meeting of Schizophrenics Anonymous. Are there any new members here? Oh, and you are?
Primrose McGirt.
Keep your mouth up to yourself, dear. We're all anonymous here. I'm more anonymous than anybody else at this meeting.
Schizophrenic, anonymous April.
Primrose. That's why my dad called me Sweet Flower. My name is Primrose. That's why my dad called me his Sweet Flower.
Oh, right. Well, welcome.
Right, we go that the first time.
That's it. Interrupting, insulting.
Something shite.
Time you took a fearless morning and proved yourself on step 4.
You telling me how to do my programme?
Lasses, we just came doon. What about Tulip here? Our first meeting.
Primrose.
Sorry?
My name's not Tulip, it's Primrose.
You and Pug. Step 9. Make direct amends to Daffodil here for calling him the wrong flower name. Poor lassie thinks we're all nutters. Now, Hyacinth. Are you entirely ready to have God remove all traces of your schizophrenia?
Oh, I don't know, but I'll discuss it with him the next time I see him.
Just for today, Daisy, we can help you, as we're not schizoid.
I'm an uncontrolled schizophrenic, Primrose.
See, I'm on a part-time schizophrenic and a part-time alcoholic.
I've been schizo for longer than anyone else in this meeting. I was diagnosed.
Diagnosed.
Say diagnosed. I know everything there is to know about schizophrenia. I was diagnosed 20 years ago.
How long have you been a schizophrenic, Primrose?
2 weeks.
Oh my.
Who diagnosed you?
My neighbour, she said I was full of the schizophrenia. But then I went to the post and they said, you're no schizophrenic. You can't even spell schizophrenic.
Of course, we do know that only a schizophrenic can say whether he or she is a schizophrenic. Come to the right place, my dear.
Is it a special uniform? She's the trousers for a deep budgie, tank top up to here, and a pair of sannies.
And my report time?
Because I knew it'd been schizophrenic, but I've been listening to my boy Lollipop for such a long time. My
As I said, I'm on a
Lollipop.
part-time schizo.
And we do know that schizophrenia can't be cured. It can only be arrested through total abstinence from all other schizophrenics. I don't want to brag, but I know about these things.
Tax help, not schizophrenia.
Stay away from Jaffa cakes and helicopters. doctors, that's what I say.
And it's got some green smelling to dry.
That's because you're an alky.
I'm alright driving with my schizophrenic.
That's because somebody else is driving for you. My boy lollipop.
Listen, this is not part of the programme today. Where am I the time? Bring this meeting to order. Right, hold hands. Who you see here, what you hear here, when you leave here, let it stay here. Yes, it's a lovely re-meeting, ladies.
Thank you for coming, y'all.
Well, that piece was a bit frenetic and hysterical, so we're now going to finish on a quiet, reflective note as Kathleen is going to recite The Big Man. Thanks very much, Big Man. Just have a wee seat.
God, somebody else is doing it.
I'm not out of Glasgow much, but there I was, in a hot country, sitting on a stone. Oh, honey-coloured and dusty it was, the stone, you know, and I clung to it, like one of those lizards you get in hot countries. Oh, I was a sight. My woolen jumper was sticking to me. And I was roaring and greeting, not out loud, but inside. My head was going to burst with it. Curled up like a fetus, I hid from the sun. Then the big man arrived. Well, after that day, he'll aye be the big man to me. Stocky and with kindness in his eyes. He looked just like that sculpture that was once in the Museum of Religion. You know, across the road to Province Lordship next to the Royal Infirmary. Swarthy and stocky and with kindness in his eyes. And he bends down and he goes, "It doesn't have to be like this." Then he holds out his hands, big they were, like shovels. And he goes, "I've got you here, right in the palm of my hand." And I'm going, is this real? Then I'm minded, the big man putting out his hand to touch the sick and the leper, the vulnerable and the excluded. Oh, and I went, how can he no touch me? And I knew that was real. And so's the big man. Stocky and swarthy and with kindness in his eyes. So is the big man real.